Welcome back to Vbuzz. My name is St. Clair. This is my co-host right here, Swana. Just a couple of weeks ago, we spoke to the Sape playing champion of the 2017 World Championships of the Performing Arts, Safi Aiman. That conversation left us somewhat enchanted and intrigued by the traditional instrument of the Kenya people, the indigenous to Sarawak. So today, we are sitting down with two more Sape players, Anderson, Kalang and Abisheg from the KL Sape Collective. The KL Sape Collective is dedicated to sharing the mellow strains of the instrument and connecting Sape players in the Klang Valley. Anderson and Abisheg tells us more. Welcome on the show.
Hi.
Thank you
for having us. Yeah.
I love your outfits. It's so striking. We will talk about it a little bit later. But, you know, we were first introduced to the Sape through Safi, who was here a couple of weeks ago, as you mentioned, Alves. He told us, though, that it's much easier for people who have experience playing the guitar or other string instruments to pick up the Sape. Did you start playing with other string instruments?
Yes, I started with the guitar when I was in my teens. Just recently, about 3 to 4 years back, then I picked up the Sape.
Okay.
My personal experience would be, similar to what Safi experienced. Yes, it may be easier for a person who has string background to pick up the Sape. Okay. But when I started to teach, I find that a person who has no strings instrument, no background with any strings instrument, to pick up faster when they started to learn the Sape.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. I think this is because they, in a way, because they have zero knowledge, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So when the instructor tells the student, you do this, the student will only do that.
True.
So they will not mix it up with their history or the technique, the background on the guitar. That's my experience.
Right. How about you, Abisheg?
Yeah, it's kind of same view, but a musician, an existing musician, might adopt Sape faster if he understands the principles of music.
Right.
So I don't deny, but a guitarist can pick up Sape faster than anyone else. But at the same time as what he sees, that you have to throw out the concept of playing the guitar first. So you have to be, ready to adopt a new instrument.
Exactly.
So it's two different things. So I don't deny at the same time, it is also easy for a fresh musician to adopt this.
Right.
The only thing, a musician with musical knowledge can adopt Sape if he understands the principles.
Right.
But you have to follow the correct method to do it.
All right, all right. And so Anderson, could you just describe the sound of Sape that it produces? So because I was doing some research about Sape, and I was told that when I was reading, it said previously the strings was actually made of sago tree, right? The strings. But now I'm assuming it's different now.
Yeah. As it evolved, we started to use the bicycle brake, the brake from the bicycle, the strings, and then it evolved into the guitar strings, and then it evolved into the fishing line string,
Whoa.
The stainless steel string.
Right.
So this is, as it evolved.
So does it affect the sound, or the sound's the same?
Slightly.
Okay.
Slightly,
Okay. So kind of how would you describe the sound of a Sape that when it produces?
What got me into the Sape was the sound of it being very melodic, and it has this haunting attraction to it as well. So that's how I got involved with the Sape. At the same time, I was also a dancer. I was taught by my late granddad to dance. So I just told myself, having a little bit of background in dancing, probably I just picked up the Sape just for basic knowledge.
Okay.
Right.
But I got hooked on it. Then I started to explore more. I started to talk with more masters.
All right.
So meeting up with like international players around. So it's a very good encouragement.
Right. Well, good on you for keeping, you know, traditions alive.
Yeah.
But as I understand, and as you're wearing it on your head, those are hornbill feathers, am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
And traditionally, the Sape instrument is accompanied with the hornbill dance, correct?
Yeah.
Abisheg, could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, hornbill dancer, since he's a dancer, he knows it better. Yes, I'm a non-Sarawakian, only one non-Sarawakian plays a Sape. So I think he can explain better.
Okay.
Though I know a little, but it's for him to better.
Some call it the hornbill dance, some call it warrior dance. People in the village, they perform these dances in reference to their way of life.
Okay.
They are inspired by what they go through in life. Like for a person, like a hunter, he went hunting, and he saw this hornbill in the tree, for example, and he was inspired by the gracefulness of the hornbill, and they kind of crafted those movement of the hornbill. When the hornbill moved on the ground, when it took flight, and when it landed, all these are interpreted in the dance. So the Sape is to complement the story.
Oh, the story, okay.
Yeah, the story of the dance.
Right.
Okay.
I've heard the Sape before, and you guys have heard it too. We've played Southie's performance for you before, and I can imagine that vibing perfectly together. You know, the gracious movements of the hornbill with the melodious sound of the Sape. Brilliant.
It's really beautiful. You know, it's really beautiful. The sound is really, really beautiful. And so you have actually mentioned in an article that the preservation of all songs is key to preserving the heritage and soul of Borneo. So is this more driven by the songs you play or the sound that Sape produces?
When we learn the Sape, personally like myself, when we go talk to the elders, they will always try to ground us with the history, the way of life.
Okay.
You know, it's the morality of the culture that they want to emphasize on the next generation. So that's why when we started to teach the Sape, we will always want to ground our students on the history behind it, the reason why you do this, and why you should not do certain things. It's more on reliving the culture.
Right. But the Sape is heavily grounded in Sarawakian culture. You know, Abisheg, how does it feel being the only non-Sarawakian Sape player in the whole KL Sape Collective?
Yeah, I feel fortunate, of course. But I just took it, without no intention. I have no plans on it. So I feel really happy, and I'm very proud to be part of KL Sape Collective team members. They accepted me, I'm equally given an opportunity for everything they do.
So have you kind of also learned of the traditions that go behind the Sape?
Yes, I have a little story how I came in. So I don't really plan to do, to go deep into it. So on and off I had opportunities in adopting the Sape and learning some techniques and methods.
All right. But also, what do you love most about playing the Sape?
Sape is very personal to me. I mean, music, the whole music is very personal to me.
Okay.
But Sape have traveled far within me actually, because when I play Sape, I feel it's for me first before I perform. I'm sure most Sape players have same kind of experience, but it's only not widely spoken or explained. Because Sape is a non-amplified instrument, so when you play, you can't hear it from distance.
Right.
So it's very, shallow kind of volume.
So you can't hear it from distance.
Yeah. So it's actually made for.
So you got to be really close.
Yeah. It's actually made for the person, for the player.
Oh, it's made for the player. Oh,
yeah. That's what I feel. Yeah.
Right.
So because it's for you first, but when someone wants to hear you, they have to be seated very closely. So actually we are not performing for them. So they watch us playing for ourselves. So I would say like that. But because the Sape origins, there are various stories. So it's not relating to ourselves. So I feel very peaceful, I would say. So I feel very content for myself. So I feel it for myself. So it's very, very, if it's very, like buzzing you or something. So when you play the sape, it really can, put you very calm and all.
Right.
I feel that's my personal feeling.
Just to add with what Abby shared there just now, when a player plays the sape for himself or herself, right? In the olden days, because we live in the longhouse, right? It's an instrument of unity. It's an instrument that brings people together. What I mean by this is it's a practice that people will go sit next to the fireplace, right? To gain warmth. So the sape player will strum the sape for himself first. And the people who lives in a longhouse will hear the sound and they will come sit next to him. So indirectly, the music bring people together.
Wow.
So they will sit in a circle, and those who appreciate it more, they will dance. And we have this song called Leleng, which people dance in a circle. So that brings the unity, the love, the care that people have among each other in the village, in the longhouse.
It's beautiful to see what this instrument symbolizes. It's so much more than just the sound that it produces. And we've mentioned before, it's so heavily grounded in its roots and its culture and traditions. And you've mentioned as well that, you regularly go back to Sarawak, to where the sape actually originated, to get to chat with the elders often. So why do you do this still?
Well, yes. As a sape player, well, as a new sape player, we of course try to go back to meet up with the elders, with the masters, to ground ourselves with knowledge of the community, the way of life. When we learn these stories from our elders, we bring it back here to KL, and we want to share that that love, that respect to the people around us. The Orang Ulu community has always ground their children with love. You don't look at another race, you don't look at another religion in that manner, but you try to deliver compassion, deliver love and care to anyone around you. Because what we normally do in the village, even say like Abby is my neighbor, he's not my direct relative. He may be in the farm, right? So nobody to take care of his kids at home, but I happen to be at home, and I will also be looking after his kids while he is in the farm, in this manner. So it's a combination of the way of life, the music and the culture that what our elders try to encourage us with. At least we go back to meet up with them before they're no longer around.
So when you mentioned the elders, so I'm guessing the Kayan and the Kenya tribes, right? Because that's where the sape originated from.
Yes.
Right.
We try to go meet up with them, and also like I'm not a Kenya or Kayan. I'm Kalabit, but we try to be in contact with them.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the KL Sape Collective. Abisheg, we all know it's a really relatively new ensemble, but you've reached a pretty wide audience already so far. What's next for the collective?
Yeah, we are doing a workshop on this Sunday at Publica, 5 to 7.
Nice.
So that's our immediate
our next event.
Is this for the public?
Yes, it's opened.
Okay.
So for those who would like to learn the sape, this is for beginners. And for beginners, so we have the registration at our Facebook page, Kuala Lumpur Sape Collective Facebook page. So just get yourself registered, and some even ask us, I don't own a sape, so can I go? Yes, we will provide the sape.
Oh, brilliant. Nice. I would actually love to get a feel of how to play the sape. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for joining us on the show today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's so nice to once again delve into the beauty that is the sape and how it transcends all boundaries beyond just the sound that it produces.
That's what a lot of people thought, right? It was just a sound, but it's actually, it's not. You know, it comes with some really beautiful tunes. All right.
Don't go anywhere, because right after the break, we'll still be in the musical spirit. We have a director, Yang Wei Han, and choreographer, Lo Pit Fong from Dizang the Musical. Don't go anywhere.